Saw Captain Marvel in the theaters
with hope.
Kids, a few nights ago. This is my first attempt at a movie review slash first impression. So let's get into it, guys. Let's go smash
it. ValleyFlyin.
Hey, what's up all you Valley Maniacs? ValleyFlyin here. I am back. Welcome to the channel. And in this video, I am talking about Captain Marvel in my first review slash first impression of a movie. Let me know what you guys think of this. It's my first time doing this, so I hope it turns out good. I've actually been thinking about what to do. What do I do? What do I do with this? And this is the result of it. I'm just gonna go do this on the fly. I'm taking a little bit of notes here. So let's get into it. Now, spoiler alert. I'm gonna try to keep this first impression slash review free of as many spoilers as possible.
I'll
but
spoil a lot.
just in talking about certain things, there's gonna be some spoilers. So if you're like myself and don't like spoilers, maybe watch this video after you've already seen the movie. But if you're like my wife and don't mind spoilers, don't care about that stuff, then have at it. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. So little of a background that I had going into this movie. I don't like spoilers, so I tried to avoid as much information about the movie as possible, but it was kind of hard because of the actress Brie Larson. She made some comments that she wanted less white males on her press tour, so there was a lot of people angry about that. Now I went back and looked at actually what she said in the context that she was saying it, and I don't know if people should have been as upset. I think her delivery and attempt at communicating was a little clunky. I wouldn't know what that's about, right? No mistakes, right? But anyway, I think it was a little clunky the way she said it, but I think her overall message, she was trying to be more inclusionary and not as exclusionary as her comments came off as. So, whatever. All right, so with that in mind, I went in and saw the movie. I also saw this movie with my wife and kids, like I said. Now, we have seen all of the MCU movies, and I know my kids like every single one. My wife likes every single one, and I like every single one as well. There's some that I like a lot more than others, and some that we watch way more on than others. This one, I think it's gonna rank somewhere in the middle as far as the return watching. Once this actually comes out on Blu-ray, we'll be watching this over and over. Because of the reaction that my kids had coming out of this movie. They really liked this movie. Not sure if it was because it was a strong female heroine or it was just the movie itself. My thoughts, this ranks, it's not the worst MCU movie. It's not the best one either. For me, it's somewhere in the middle. We saw this as a family and enjoy this as a family, and we're used to enjoying these movies. We've also seen Wonder Woman in the theaters, not an MCU movie, but it is a superhero movie with a strong female heroine as the lead, and they like that one as well. What are my first thoughts of this movie? So, a couple different elements that came to my mind. First one that it reminded me of was Memento, where you have the narrator, the lead character of the story, and they don't remember what is going on. There's elements of that. There's also kind of this buddy cop movie element where you got Nick Fury interacting with Captain Marvel. They're trying to figure out what is going on, and there's some humor there, there's some action there, and it reminded me of that. And then the most obvious reference is of Superman, just because of her huge powers. She's very strong. Doesn't realize that all the way through, but she is very strong. And there's a lot of humor in this as well. One of the things that I liked most about this movie was all of the nostalgia, all the references to the 90s. This movie takes place in 1995. A lot of references to things that went on back then, like Blockbuster Video, like these slow computers. I mean, who remembers dial-up? I remember how slow things were back then, and this brought some memories of that. Also, a lot of 90s music as well, so kind of brought me back to the time a little bit. I like what they did there. So, not going to talk too much about the plot because this movie's been out for almost a week now. I'm sure if you're really interested in the plot, you've already seen a video on it or read a review on it and know exactly what the plot is about. So I'm going to talk about my impression of these actors and how I think they did in these roles. Let's start with Brie Larson, the lead of this movie. And I think she did a good job. I wouldn't describe her performance as anywhere like amazing, but it wasn't a bad performance either. You know, I think a lot of people called it boring, but I think she did good. You know, there was some moments where she tried to be humorous. There's just some parts that she just needed to kick some butt, and I think she did that really well. Nothing really stands out though about her. Nothing good, nothing bad. Just kind of a good, solid delivery. One guy I do want to mention though, the next actor that I'm going to talk about, Samuel Jackson. I think he did an extraordinary job with Nick Fury. Now, it was good to see this version of Nick Fury, because the only Nick Fury that I've seen in the MCU was this stoic and cynical, just angry character that Samuel Jackson played. And it's nice to see him portraying the same character many years previous to all this stuff. And he's more humorous, he's a little more adventurous, not as cynical, dare say happier in this movie than he is in the other part. And he actually has 2 eyes at the beginning of this movie. Not at the end though. You guys probably know about that already if you've seen some of the reviews. But I gotta say, it's a little disappointing how he lost his eye. You guys, if you haven't seen it already, you guys will know what I'm talking about. Next, let's talk about Ben Mendelsohn. Director credit is the Skrull leader Talos. I think he had a really good performance as well. He made me feel for his character. That's all I'm going to say about that. Not too much else to say without giving a lot of spoilers of this movie, but I think he did a really good job in this role. Jaimin Hansu as Korath, kind of a forgettable part. You know, if it wasn't a callback to a previous character that he did in Guardians of the Galaxy, I probably wouldn't have made too much of his character, except, hey, I know that guy from Amistad and Gladiator and all these other movies. Ronan is in this movie, as you probably know. Same actor, Lee Pace, plays Ronan, and I knew it was the same actor. I knew that, but when I was watching the movie, I was like, looks so different in that different costume, different makeup on him, and I was wondering, is that a different person? Although I knew the answer to my head, it was the exact same person. It just looked very different. So, he's not in the movie too much. So that's all I can say about that. He looked different. Lashana Lynch as Maria Rambeau. She did a good job. Nothing stands out as being bad. Believable as the character. Same thing with Brie Larson. Believable as the character, but nothing really stood out about the character. Now, I do want to mention her daughter, Makira Akbar. The 11-year-old version of her daughter Monica. Really good performance, and it brought a lot of humor and a lot of likability to that character, and it brought something to the movie for me. I thought she did a good job there. Gemma Chan as Minerva. Again, very small part, just like the Korath part, but kind of like Jaimin Hansu. What she did in this part, I think she did well. Annette Bening. Ooh, this is a tough one to review without giving too many spoilers, but very believable as this character. I thought she did a good job. She actually has a few different characters. I'm not going to say too much about that, but very different how she played these different characters, and I enjoyed that. A little bit of a surprise for the people that really follow the comics, though, on who she actually is. If you haven't seen this movie already, pay attention to who she actually is. Clark Gregg coming back as Phil Coulson. Now, the de-aging, the CGI de-aging that they did on Samuel Jackson, I thought was very good. It's hardly noticeable, at least for me. Little weird how they did Phil Coulson's de-aging, though. That was a little more noticeable, looked a little more plasticky. It looked good, but not so good that you say, oh, that looks like real life. Whereas what they did with Samuel Jackson, I thought it looked like a real life character, and not something that someone that they de-aged with the CGI. Jude Law smashed a very good job in this role as well. Not too much to say about him without giving too many spoilers, so I'm going to leave it at that and just say that I thought he did good. The last part that I want to talk about is the Stan Lee tribute. It's frustrating, guys, because I missed it. I missed it totally. We saw this movie in one of those theaters that you got those recliners and you got these meals that they served to you, and my wife was talking about it afterwards. I'm like, what are you talking about? The tribute? You mean the cameo that he did? No, it was a tribute. And I missed it. I missed it. I must have been eating. That's the only explanation I could say. So if you have not seen this movie, pay attention to the beginning because there's a tribute to Stan Lee that's supposed to be very good. I know after I saw the movie, I saw people talking about this and they really enjoyed it. So I was like, gotta either find us somewhere or I've got to pay attention when I watch this again. So pay attention to that. So if you have seen the movie, let me know what you thought of this movie. Also, let me know what you thought of this review / first impression. I guess it's more of a first impression, but leave me some comments down below. Let me know what you think, how I can improve these. This is my first one. I was super nervous to do these, guys. I haven't done one of these videos ever. So let me know what you think and how I can improve. If you like this video, smash on that subscribe button. And there is a Patreon link down below as well. I will see you guys next time. ValleyFlyin out.